Hello there, and welcome to this Warhammer event show. My daughter got me this the other day. It's just obviously it suits me. Right, pardon me. Let's see what's been happening in the world of Warhammer: The Old World over the last week. There's weird. I hope everybody's been okay and you're enjoying your hobby and gaming and all that kind of stuff, or whatever pursuit you are currently following. We want any location. We just want the last week, really. And in fact, let's do the following weekend. Next week, of course, it'll be the first of the month, so I'll update all my stats for then, and we'll have a full stats show as well as just looking at lists. Pardon me, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. I should have turned the mic off then. Sorry. Warhammer: The Old World. We have to click on tournaments here, don't we? And then we have to go close tournaments, and then we can stick last week in. Cool. So that's that one. And this one. Find events. It's up here, isn't it? We don't care about that. Or we just want singles. Don't care about that. Okay. And then we have to actually check it manually. So, oh, no, hold on. I need to select the game system as well there, don't I? What about past events? Singles. Boom. Where's past events gone? Future, championship, ongoing, event, event history. Find more events. Cool. So, there was one. Harlequins, Preston, 4 players. Okay, so not really big enough. And that was at the end of October. So there's been nothing on Longshanks over the last week. There's been a few actually on new recruits. Seems to be getting more and more popular. Okay, so let's have a look at these then. So we've got Vanoshny Shvag Turnay, maybe. That doesn't seem to have any rankings, so we don't have that. It's apparently closed, but it's not. Then we've got XKW The Old World, which took place in Spain. Oh no, hold on. Oh, I've cocked that, haven't I? So, congrats to Christian Vinuelo, Tomasz, and Angel, who... is that Dark Elves? It is. It's Dark Elves coming in third. And it wasn't a small tournament. 24 players is, it's quite a few. So well done. These three won all their games. So definitely want to have a look at the Dark Elf list. See what he's got. He's got a Dreadlord on a dragon with the Shield of Grond and Pendant of Caleth. That is just super tanky. I forget what Shield of Grond is, but it's something like -1 to wound rolls. Which on a toughness 6 beast is pretty nasty, and Pendant of Caleth is a bit like the Bretonnian. Well, it's exactly the same as the Bretonnian prayer, except the ward saves are 5+ and 4+ rather than 6 and 5. He's then got a Supreme Sorceress on a Dark Pegasus with Illusion and 5 Focus Familiars. What's a Focus Familiar do? Is that like +1 to cast or something like that? Probably. Hold on, I'll just get the book out. Dark Elves. Let's have a look. Fuck, you're familiar. Ugh. Oh. So basically, you can extend the range by 12 inches. Actually, if you're doing Black Horror... Okay, cool. Yep, that's interesting. I wonder what he's trying to... Is he just trying to extend the range of... there's the... yeah, Illusion's got some interesting spells in. Illusion's got the you can't charge spell as well, hasn't it? I don't think that's got a massively long range. Yeah, that's very interesting. Then he's got 28 Dark Elf Warriors and a couple of units of Dark Riders. To be honest, I think that's the best you're going to get for Dark Elves in core. That's pretty solid. You know, a big block of warriors, you know, with the Banner of Harganeth. The Banner of Harganeth is pretty good. I can't remember what it does. I just remember it's pretty good. AP improvement by 1 for 25 points. So AP 1 spears is pretty nasty. Yeah, considering I think they're initiative 4, so 5 in the first round of combat because of Elven reflexes, I think. And then 6 because of the thrusting spear, which means, and that's important because essentially if they get charged in the front by stuff with great weapons, they're still going first. And they've got a load of AP 1 attacks. Yeah, they're only strength 3 and weapon skill 4, but still, you know, that's not a terrible lineup. And the AP really helps. You know, for 25 points, there's 28 of them. It's less than a point a model to improve their AP by 1. So that's really good value. Then he's got some Harpies. Harpies are great, as are any kind of flying skirmisher unit, because you can essentially put them behind an enemy unit that you're pretty confident you're going to beat on combat res. So then it has to flee through the enemy unit, which means basically every single model ends up taking, you know, you know, statistically you kill half the enemy unit just by popping this 55 point unit behind it. So it's pretty nasty. Then he's got some Scourge Runner chariots. I think they're pretty good, and he's got 2 Charybdis. I think Charybdis are really good. Pardon me. They mainly because, and I didn't really clock this the first time I looked at them, so I initially thought they were a bit rubbish. But then, if you have a look, they are strength 7. Yeah, they're only toughness 5, so they go down quite quickly. But strength 7, D3 plus 1 stomp attacks, so they're going to be strength 7 AP2. That's really nasty. And they've got this Abyssal Howl thing, which means enemies are -1 to leadership while within 6 inches of it. And leadership debuffs are pretty nasty. Oh yeah, and its attacks. It makes 1 attack with this killing blow attack, and then its normal attacks are AP2, and they're poisoned. So, you know, really, really nasty in combat for 195 points. I think that's pretty good. They aren't as tough as like a giant, for instance, but they do have handlers though. So essentially, there are a couple of there are what monster handlers. You can do something with the handlers that's a bit weird and makes the thing much, a little bit, not much, but a little bit better. But I can't remember what you can do. But there's some janky thing that you can use handlers for. So yeah, all very good. And well done for managing to win every game, Angel. Thomas came second with Beastmen, it looks like. Pardon me. Just got an annoying frog that's trying to crawl out my throat. So we've got 2 Bray Shaman level 2, a level 4 Bray Shaman with the Hag Tree Fetish and the Ruby Ring of Ruin. Of course, why wouldn't you? We've got Wargore. So there's no Doom Bull, super upgraded Doom Bull. We've just got a couple of Wargores. with exactly the same loadout. So they're basically just, these are like super heavy Tuscarora chariots. So he's put a Wargore on a Tuscarora chariot for, you know, for the lols, basically. But, I mean, that's not a terrible shout, because if you think about it, you're just basically making a chariot with extra wounds and extra abilities, really, that Beastmen are about there, aren't they? Yeah. So you're taking a normal chariot, and then for, you know, an extra 55 points, you give it 2 more wounds, right? Which is pretty good. And that's the general, isn't it? The Brayhorn ability, yeah. Does he doesn't have Rallying Cry, does he? But he's got like Gaze of the Gods, so he can upgrade it as the game goes on. It's got like Blood Rage and all that kind of stuff, and it's got Mark of Undivided, so it can reroll. What is it? Panic and Fear and Terror tests, I think, maybe Undivided. And he's got all his other cool stuff as well. So that's quite a good idea, actually. Then he's got a pretty standard Beastman set of core stuff, just sort of MSU, a few little units. He's not gone for the Doom Bull, so typically if you see a Doom Bull and a BSB Wargore, they're going to go in a big unit of like 20 odd Gores or Ungores or something like that. But you don't need that there, so he's gone MSU. He's gone 2 units of 3 Dragon Ogres. He wants them to be a bit punchy. And he's gone for a Gorgon and a Gigantic Spawn with no upgrades, just a Gigantic Spawn with no mark. So that's a really interesting list. I think it's slightly suboptimal, but you know, well done for managing to win 3 games with that. And Christian came first with blocks. We've got level 4 High Priest, blah blah blah, Royal Herald, yeah, sensible. A couple of Tomb Princes. Nothing really interesting there. Then we've got skeleton horse archers, quite a lot of them actually in core. Normally you see them MSU or like larger units. And then we've got a big block of 2 big phalanxes of warriors, and then a big block of tomb guards. So he spent 600 points on core stuff, which is again unusual. A couple of necrosphinxes, a couple of tomb scorpions, and another block of tomb guard blocks. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 big blocks of infantry, and so I am presuming that what Tomb Prince and Royal Herald goes in this 18, and the other Tomb Prince goes in this 19, and then the High Priest kind of just sits in between them and just like tries to keep everything alive. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, actually, I quite like this list. This is a good list. It's not your traditional, Khemri list, but actually, I quite like it. It's pretty cool. I like big blocks of infantry, so I'm probably biased. Oops. Okay, that's not done anything wrong. Then we had another tournament in Spain over the weekend, which was won by Jose Molina, Alvaro Crespo, I've seen that name before, and Sombras del Dracwald, who took Beastman and got 3rd. So well done. Bray Shaman level 1, Great Bray Shaman level 4, Hagtree Fetish, blah blah blah. Wargore with the Vitriolic Totem, and yeah, this is not all. The Vitriolic Totem, what does that do? Can't remember off the top of my head. Vitriolic Totem, poisoned attack. Ooh, poisoned attacks. That's very good. And that's on the BSB, so you can go in any unit and make them have poisoned attacks. Oh, that's very nice. And then we've got a big block of Ungors with short bows. I wonder where the Wargore's going. 38 poison shots. And they can skirmish, obviously. So that'll be pretty good for taking out giants and stuff like that. In fact, that's better than the 100 goblin unit, isn't it? Because they're all skirmishers. They've all got line of sight to something that's a large target. So if they've got skirmish and poison, that's just 38. So how many? That's like 6 sixes a turn. You know, and you probably, yeah, you might get a few more wounds from like just spiking other things, but that's like 6 a turn. So that's enough to kill, just about nearly enough to kill a giant every turn. So that's really nasty. And that, to be fair, that would probably take out a Necrosphinx as well, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Unridden monsters are, their toughness comes from their staying power comes from their toughness normally. So yeah, 6 wounds, and it's got heavy armor, so it might not die, but like there's not a lot of it left after it's being hit. Just once, one round of shooting with these things, and then of course if it charges in, then you know they can stand and shoot and do it again. So that's really nasty. I think this is an emerging theme in the meta, like big blocks of really cheap archers with poisoned attacks. Whoever can do that the best is probably going to do quite well. And there's not a lot that anybody can do against it, apart from Bretonnians, of course, who have the most broken cavalry in the game in Pegasus Knights. And also they have a banner, the banner of Chalon, I believe, that allows you to turn off stand and shoot from any distance. So, because Bretonnians need all the help they can get. We've got some Dragon Ogres and a couple of Razor. So that's all pretty standard, but that's something we're seeing over and over again. Senor Crespo with his Troll Horde. Odd Knob, level 4 Elementalism. Yeah, we saw that last week on... It spent 1,000 points on characters. It's a Troll Horde with no Troll Hag. Interesting. He has got 2 Wyverns though. So he's got 2 Wyvern war bosses. He's got an Orc big boss on a chariot, and then a level 4 with Elementalism. He's got a big Goblin mob with short bows and the Spider Banner. These are skirmishes as well. Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't realise you could skirmish with... Well, of course you can. I don't know why I didn't think that through. So that's another giant killer. And then he's got a load of... He's got some big blocks of horrible nastiness that will just take ages to burn through because they're quite high toughness and they've got loads of wounds. So that's all them. Well done. And then Senor Molina came first. Congrats. With Bretonnians, he's got a Duke, Royal Peg, Virtue of Seal of Paravon. You don't see that very often. I don't know what that does, so we'll just have a quick look. That's the wrong one. Or maybe it was the right one. I don't know. Seal of Paravon. What's that do? It was the right one. Owl poop. Where are we? Magic items. Seal of Paravon? Seal of Paravon. There we go. Always always hits on a 3 regardless of weapon skill. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, actually, combined with the Virtue of Heroism, that really makes a lot of sense because the Virtue of Heroism gives him Killing Blow and Monster Slayer. So anything that guarantees more hits. So, you know, he's likely to get a 3 hits a turn, which means you've got a 50-50 chance of spiking the that. And then he's gone for the Paymaster's Coin, which one turn you can reroll all your hits. So that turn that this Duke on his peg charges into a dragon, you're probably going to get 4 hits. So you're maximising your chances of rolling that Monster Slayer. So that's actually a really smart combination of stuff. You've got but it only does one job, but really well. Then you got a Paladin with a BSB, which is pretty standard, on a Warhorse. Normally you see them on a Royal Pegasus. And then you got a Prophetess with a Falcon Horn. So we're ticking all the boxes here. Senor Molina knows what he's doing. We've then got 500 points of core stuff, which is pretty standard Bretonnian layout. And then 9 Pegasus Knights, of course, and 5 Grail. And some Squires, who are probably the best light cavalry in the game, weirdly. You'd have thought like high elves or wood elves or dark elves would have better light cavalry, but no, Bretonnia are the masters of light cavalry, apparently. Or maybe even goblins, hobgoblins or squires. Am I thinking of the right thing? No, I'm thinking of mounted yeomen, not squires. Squires are the little skirmishy things, aren't they? Yeah. Not sure. Probably just had 54 points spare. I don't know why they're there. Anyway, but well done. Congrats. Well done for winning. Let Wello play Old World Nano Cup. Is this the first one in Japan? I think it is. Oh, what happened here? Okay, Andy managed to win it with only playing 2 games, whereas Shane came second, having played 3. Not sure what happened there. Oh, hold on. Hey, rankings by strength of opponent. But Rodian, I don't understand that. How is he third if he +4? What? Well painted. Oh, okay. Corrupted the TO. Right. So there's lots of. Right. Let's do that. So Rodian won all his games. So congrats to everybody else for participating in the spirit of the thing. It probably wasn't massively competitive, but still, well done, guys. I think that's the first one in Japan. If you could do another one in Japan, please, where it's all about killing stuff, that would be great. And then we have the Old World Club Mesterskap. Which I don't know what Club Mesterskap means. Club Mesterskap. Club Mesterskap in English. Club Championship. Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, there's only 9. Hey, what? It said 27 there. I don't know what's. There's only 9. I don't know what's happened there. Okay, well that's not really big enough. But well done, chaps, for running what looks like a slightly confusing and successful event. I don't know why it's saying 27 and then five rounds. Oh, so it was a grand tournament. Hold on, these teams? No, I don't know what's going on here. RT Blood Team. I don't know what's going on here. Another thing I don't like about new recruits, it doesn't really use people's names. So like when we come to do like individual player rankings, like people seem to be a bit more kind of, you know, have their DJ names rather than their actual names, which is fine, I guess. But yeah, cool. So let's have a look at BCP. So we had the Fantasia Fanatic. What is that? XL46? Is that 46? Is it L50? 46, I think. Fantasia Fanatic 46, maybe. War for the Riverlands, which is Rob Symes' tournament. I think Dwarves are on that again. I've seen Mr. Dowie After Dark talking about Dwarves GT wins back to back. So these were all last weekend. There was actually quite a few little events, wasn't there, over the last weekend? Oh, hold on. No, this is this weekend coming, so don't want that one. Right, Fantasia Fanatic was a GT, 5 games. Wood Elves won. Excellent. We'll save the best till last then. Another GT. Oh, that was Rob's thing. DaBoyz GT Rochester. There was 3 GT. Old World GT, the 4 5-game tournaments, and team. I don't get it. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? 16 participants, which that's a team thing, so I'm not going to look at that. Okay, so Pharaoh Awakens Barnsley. So this is the only one that's out of the 5 that I'm going to look at. It's the only one that's not a GT. Matt Baker, Dan Buchanan, and Matt Jones. Well done, those 3. And Dan Buchanan rocking the Walls of the Sea. Interesting. That obviously, it's because I've said that they're rubbish, isn't it? Everybody's, fate is conspiring to prove me wrong. It's the critic's curse, isn't it? I think they call that. Anyway, you're cursed always to be wrong. So we've got a High Priest. Oh, hold on. Did this chap win or not? Matt Baker came 3rd. So, congrats. High Priest, level 4, blah, blah, blah. High Priest, level 4, Canopy, yep. Mortuary Priest. It is a mortuary cult. Yeah, we've got some Bo Shabti. We've got some Skelly Skirmishers. We've got some Team Swarms. That's quite a decent selection of core stuff. 8 Bo Shabti is not shabby. We've got a couple of Team Scorpions, a couple of Caskets, a couple of Necro Sphinx. Yeah, pretty solid. That's obviously going to do well. Well done, Matt. And Dan has got Walls of the Sea. He's got a Sorcerer Lord level 4 Mark of Tzeentch on foot with the Brazen Collar, which is Magic Res 2. Rod of the Master of Mortals is... why has he got Master of Mortals? Doesn't that just make like another character sort of the general, but for like Marauders? Is that Master of Mortals? Marauders get +1 leadership whilst within command ranges because he's the general. Oh, that's quite smart actually. Yeah, I like that. So he's going to go in a unit that's going to have a Tzeentch mark, presumably. Yeah? No? Here we go. Yeah. So we've got 19 Chaos Warriors. So he goes in there. And then he's just got a load of MSU type stuff just floating around this. We've got some Huskarls with flails who are undivided. And they're going to be like little bullets that'll just fire out of the army and just delete little units. He's got a ton of Berserkers that are pretty decent. He's got a big block of Marauders. Who goes in there? Marauder Tribe Chieftain, obviously. Who's the BSB? And has the Ruby Ring of Ruin and the Sea Raiders Crest. Can't remember what the Sea Raiders Crest does. Oh, and we've got to wait 3 hours for the old What's Not to open. Oh, bloody hate e-readers. I need to get a PDF converter that works. What am I looking for? Sea Raiders Crest. Blah, blah, blah. Fear. Causes fear. Which is pretty good, because it means they're not going to take any fear tests. And this Sorcerer Lord in this unit... Hold on. Interesting. Yeah. Dan, if you're listening, tell me how you went on and how it played, because I'm a bit confused, because you've got 2 big blocks of infantry, you've got some Dragon Ogres to be a pain, or to try and refuse a flank with the Giant, which you've fully upgraded. I think that Chaos Giant is really good, fully upgraded. It's not quite as good as a Gigantic Spawn in my book, but then you got some Huskarls. There's, 2 units of Huskarls, a load of Berserkers, a load of Warhounds. So just lots of chippy little units, which allow you to get these big blocks into position, so that they can actually have a go. But you've got Marauders with light armour and shields, which is, typically you see flails because, 5-up save isn't that good. So yeah, really interesting list. I don't know how he managed to win with that, to be honest. It feels, but like the Walls of the Sea, it just feels very suboptimal in general. So yeah, I don't know how he's done that. Matt Jones won though with Orcs and Goblins. So wow, done. Got a Big Boss with a BSP and Fungus Wine. Fungus Wine? What the hell's that do? There's loads of magic artifacts. I don't know what they do this week. Fungus Wine. Fungus Wine. Here we go. Night Goblin, single use. Oh, they get immune to psychology for a turn. Okay. That's Night Goblin Big Boss. Don't know why you'd want to be immune to psychology for a turn. Because, like, unless you're staring down the throat of a dragon and you just don't want to fail that terror test, maybe. Probably. Got a Night Goblin Odd Knob, so there's your level 4. You've got an Orc Weird Knob who's also level 4. Idol of Mork is fantastic. I mean, the Orcs and Goblins have got probably the best arcade items in the game. This war boss has got a giant cave scrig, so he's got a load of Night Goblin stuff and an Orc Weird Knob. He's then got 90 Night Goblins with short bows and the Spider Banner, of course. And then he's got a couple of Night Goblin mobs just so he can take 9 Fanatics. So that's horrible and wicked and evil and very Night Goblin-y. And then he's got some Squig Hopper mobs because they're not easy to deal with. And then he's got a couple of Dune Divers because they're 1 per 1,000. But they are the best stone throwers in the game, like hands down. And in fact, they're so good as stone throwers, they do actually kill stuff. They're quite effective, whereas stone throwers in general are just a bit rubbish. So they're definitely worth 95 points. So overall, really, really good list, and I'm not surprised it did very well. So well done, Matt. Get rid of that. Old World GT at the Renegade Open, which took place in America, in Minnesota, on Campus Drive, and was organised by Alex Willoughby, who's organised a few tournaments now, I think. Oh, dearie me, I don't know why I've got so much rubbish on my chest today. Maybe I'm coming down with something. Yeah, it'll be in that hotel, won't it? The Crown Plaza. Wherever that is, over there. Yep. Looks alright, doesn't it? And at this tournament, yes, we managed to get somebody winning who didn't win all their games. This shows the game is pretty decently balanced, to be fair, when you've got people winning tournaments, GTs, and not winning all their games. What you find in like AOS and in other things is the people who win tournaments win 100% of their games all the time. And you're just like, well, you know, that's not good for the meta, really. You want it to be tough, right? You want it to be close at the top. Like, if you look at any other sport, or any sport, sorry, you look at the top of a league, people who win leagues don't win all their games, you know. Especially, you know, if you look at, I know football's a bit different because you got like, you know, 38 games, but like the Premier League, I think there's only one team ever that has gone in undefeated for the whole season. So, you know. Anyway, so Mike Gerald, Ryan Williams, and Martin Beamish. Martin Beamish, I've seen that name before as well. So Mike, where are you? Here we go. Was it Martin who? Mike, Ryan. Okay, so Mike came third. Well done. Warriors of Chaos. Dryads make great kindling. They do indeed. He's got Demon Prince, level 4 Zinch, blah blah blah. Yep, pretty standard. He's then got a Sorcerer Lord as well, another level 4. Okay. On Demonic Mount. He's then got some Knights, which... why has he put heavy armour there and not there? Anyway, then he's got 3 units of Warhounds. These are undivided. Now, normally you see like small units of Knights with like Khorne because of the extra attack from Frenzy, but he's got undivided. He's then got some Warhounds with Vanguard, which is pretty good. He's then got some Marauder Horse that are Cornate. So a little bullet of death to throw at a small unit. That'll be good for clearing out screens. And then he's got another unit of Marauder Horse, and these are Siege. So presumably the Sorcerer Lord is going to go in here. This would then have unit strength 16, 19, which means you get his +1 to cast. I'm presuming that's where that goes. Because with the Mark of Siege, if you're on a unit that has a unit strength 10 or more, you get +1 to cast. It's pretty cool. We've then got 3 Dragon Ogres. Just single Dragon Ogres. That one's a Shartak with the blackened plate. So he spent a lot of points on that one. And then he's got a couple of gigantic spawn of Nurgle, which, you know, fares. Yeah, so that's a pretty decent list. I like that. Well done, Mike. Well done for bringing it home. Then Ryan, with his vampire counts, he's got a Master Necromancer, Mortis Engine, Scepter of Denoro, blah, blah, blah. He's then got a vampire count on an Abyssal Terror, which is interesting. You don't see them very often. He's then got a level 2 wizard, level 2... Oh no, there's a level 2 is the vampire count, and then he's got a White Lord. Yes. And then he's got a White Lord. So that's not your typical vampire stuff. He's got a nice balance of various bits. We've then got a big unit of Graveguard in core. That's why he's taking the White Lord BSB. So the White Lord BSB will probably go in there. He's then got a couple of units of 20 zombies, which won't be going up to 40 zombies in turn 1, but still, they are there. Ouch. Then I've got some Die Walls, some Crypt Ghouls, and then a big block of Blood Knights. Which I'd imagine the Master Necromancer will be trundling along behind to keep resurrecting them. Yes. Blood Knights are horrendous because, you know, they can be resurrected. They're basically the same as like Grail Knights, but you can res them, which is just insane. So yeah, they're good. And then finally, Martin Beamish, you made me do this. Apparently, we've got a Chaos Lord Nurgle Dragon thing. Yeah, it's pretty standard. They've got a Sorcerer Lord level 4 Demonic Mount. That seems to be pretty popular, pretty standard build. Sorcerer Lord on a Demonic Mount. I'm not entirely certain why, but it just seems to be quite popular. He's then got a couple of units of Mark of Khorne Knights, you know, as I said. He's then got some Forsaken. Not a lot, really, only 6. And then he's got a couple of units of Warhounds. And these are basically used to put in front of the Knights and stop them from charging when you don't want them to. He's then gone for... Oh, so we don't have unit limits in this tournament, did we? Because he's gone for 7 single Shartaks, which is pretty interesting. So, yeah, I bet that did quite well, actually. Just these guys would do it, let alone the rest of it. So that is a pretty horrible list, Martin. I really enjoy that. Well done, well done. Then we had the DaBoyz GT Rochester, which was also in the United States of New York. I think NY is New York. Yeah, it is. I just love looking at American cities from the top. Like, just the way that the roads and everything are just like... Look at that. Isn't that pretty? What was I doing? Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to play on City Skylines after this. Oops. Oh, bugger. No! Right, so it's in this conference centre thing, which looks a bit weird. We can go over here. Look at that. No parking, fire lane. There, this is the fire lane, is it? Looks like a bloody retirement home, doesn't it? This is the problem with America. Really interesting roads, really terrible architecture. Look at that. Horrible. Right. Phil Carl won. Phil Carl won. Oh. No. No Luna. Interesting. So Phil Carl will have gone to the... I bet Phil Carl's gone to the top of the player rankings then. But well done, Phil. So Alex came third with Dwarven Mountain Holds, which is round of applause. So we got a king on his own, really. Not on a shield. Oh, shield bearers, yeah. Rune of Preservation, which that's the one that makes you immune to killing blow, I think. And then we've got a Master Rune of Smiting and a Rune of Might ×1. So Rune of Might will make him. It's just a runic hand weapon. So has he got a shield? Has he got a shield as well? He's got a pistol. It's a really odd loadout, actually. That's odd. I don't really understand that. Because why have you got a hand weapon and not a great weapon if you haven't got a shield? Because what does the hand weapon do for you? Yeah. Oh, it says great weapon there. But runic hand... Presumably he means a runic great weapon. Okay, and that makes sense. Because that'll make him like strength 7, and Master Rune of Smiting is... can't remember what it is now. Good guys. Dwarves. Where are we? Runic items. Weapon, Master Rune of Smiting. Oh, multiple wounds D6. Oh, yeah, that one's horrible. Yeah. So strength 7, multiple wounds D6, AP 2. Oof. Horrible. Then we've got a Runesmith, a Thane, 2 blocks of Dwarf Warriors and some Rangers, some Hammerers, Gyrocopter, 3 little units of Iron Drakes. So he's going for 3 Trollhammer torpedoes with other stuff. But the Drake guns are really good. And then a couple of cannons. With one with the Rune of Reloading and one with the Rune of Burning, which makes that one have flaming shots, and that one means it can fire every turn, even if the misfire thing said you can't fire next turn, basically. But yeah, that's an interesting list. I would say it feels slightly suboptimal, but I don't know why. Probably not enough Iron Drakes. But anyway, well done. Marcus Roth came second again with Mountain Holds. So he's gone for Master Rune of Smiting, 2 extra attacks, Great Weapon, Shield Bearers, Rune of Preservation. So very similar build for the King there. We've then got a Runesmith who's the BSB, so this will be a royal. There we go. It's a royal clan with a Rune of Passage, 2 runes of Spell Breaking, which are basically the old-fashioned Dispel Scrolls, and a Rune of Fury. And then we've got an Anvil of Doom, which is pretty... So that's an interesting character build there. We've then got some long beards, presumably for the King to go in. We've got some Iron Breakers, and we've got some Quarrelers, a Dwarf Cart to make a unit faster. So, like I said last time, basically we've got this drilled unit here and here. You put the cart near one of them. You can then put it in marching column. You can then move it 12 inches, and then you can use the Anvil of Doom to cast a bound spell on it, which you can then move again, so you can then use drill to reform and basically go 20 inches up the table, which is quite a long move for the dwarves. And then we've got a couple of units of Iron Drakes. So this feels more optimal. Personally, I'd have more Iron Drakes because they're great. But yeah, pretty decent list. So well done, Marcus. And then Phil managed to win with Double Dragon as usual. Sepulchral Stalkers. We've seen this list a lot. It's a great list. Phil's a great player, and obviously, won the tournament. Richie Amphlett managed to win with Royal Clan. Jack Allen with Skaven. Oh, that's interesting. 2 other YouTubers managed to... I'm not really a YouTuber. I'm doing this for sanity, really. But Andy Ransom there with his Dwarf and Mountain Holds. Interesting. This was Rob Symes' events. Okay, cool. Richie won. So did Jack come third? Jack Allen came third with Scaven. So we've got a Warlord, a Grey Seer on foot, sensible. We've got a Chieftain with a BSB. Oh, no cautious shields. Come on, that's what. That's exactly. It's not very Skaven of you not to have a cautious shield on the chieftain on the BSB, right? Because obviously, when the BSB gets into combat, he just drops his banner and hides behind the shield. Obviously, we've got a big block of storm vermin with no weapons team. We've then got some clan rats. Again, no weapons teams. A load of an absolute metric ton of poisoned attacks though coming here. 48 poisoned attacks out of these. And slings? Slings? Do they have 2 attacks each or something? Sling, multiple shots 2. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, that's 96 poisoned attacks coming out. Oh, that is disgusting. That's lovely. 18-inch range as well. Oh, you don't care about like. Oh, you just got to make sure it's not a 7+ to hit, don't you? And then you're absolutely gold. Yeah, and gutter runners have got BS3 already, haven't they? 4, sorry, already, haven't they? Oh, where the hell are they? There they are. BS4, yeah. So you can move 6. So they've basically got a 24-inch threat range. Move 6. So you've got move, multiple shot, long range, maybe. So, yeah. As long as you're not shooting something that's also skirmishing with those other modifiers. So you can basically get up to a -3 to hit and still get your poisoned attacks. The thing with well, I think that's the rule. That used to be the rule, or unless I'm misremembering. Poisoned attacks. Yeah, so you can't use it if you need a 7 or more to hit. So yeah. So that's disgusting. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Well done, Jack. Really good list like that. Yeah, gutter runners are obviously the answer. Oh, okay. And then sorry, all the text there just confused me. Emir Mortimer Rice Roberts, Fallen Hard. So we've got level 4 Spellweaver with a ruby ring, blah blah blah. High magic. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't take high magic with the Spellweaver, to be honest. And it's a really good lore. It's probably the best lore. You got a Glade Lord on a dragon. Yep, with an Annoyance of Netlings, Befuddlement of Mischiefs. Pretty standard stuff. We've then got some Glade Guard, some Deepwood Scouts, another little unit of Glade Guard. Oh, we've got loads of Hagbane tips. These Glade Guard have got Arcane Bodkins and Razor Standard. Goodness gracious me. So they could be, especially if you put Plague of Rust on something, they're basically AP6. Well, they roll 6s to wound, so, or could be anyway, because Razor Standard gives you Armor Bane 2, I think. Arcane Bodkins give you AP 2, so yeah, that's a quite a hard hitting missile unit, and he's got a load of poison attacks. 2 units of Sisters, 2 units of Wild Riders, and some more Scouts with Hagbane tip. That's a pretty solid list, to be honest. Yeah, I quite like that. It's simple, it's repetitive, but actually I reckon that would be quite effective. Especially if you stick the Spellweaver near these Glade Guard, really, and then have everything else do their jobs, really. Yeah, you got some Glade Riders there who can screen the Wild Riders too. Yeah, really good. I quite like that. That's a pretty decent list. And then Richie managed to win his second tournament of the year, if not of the month. So we've got an Anvil of Doom. Oh, I want somebody to do double Anvil. Come on, Richie. He's got a Runesmith with BSB. Got a King. with stuff. We've got some Longbeards being 500 points, just one unit. There's a lot going into those Longbeards. We've got a massive unit of Iron Drakes because they're great, and a Grudge Thrower and some other stuff. So yeah, he's just got a big unit of Longbeards that will be quite difficult to deal with. He's got a big unit of Iron Drakes that are, again, very difficult to deal with. Really, you know, because even if you do get into them, they've still got a full plate armor and toughness 4. So you're still going to have to chew through them. You know. Yep, that's a good list. That's my calendar. What's my calendar reminding me of? Nothing. Cool. So well done, Richie, and Emir and Jack, because we don't see those 3 topping tournaments very often. So well done, guys. We do see Exiles. There's a couple of them. Walls of the Sea at the bottom. Yeah. Nice. And then finally, Fantasia Fanatic 46, which took place in Sweden. Dragongatan, which is Dragonskolan, apparently is there. Dragon School? I bet dragon means something else. That looks very Scandinavian, doesn't it? That's very good, very good. So, Marcus Erstling managed to win. Peter Sundberg came third with Wood Elves. Stefan Pettersson came second with Beastmen, and Marcus Erstling with Wood Elves winning. So let's have a look at these. So Wood Elves came third as well. Oh, that's an interesting top 3, isn't it? Actually, it's a really interesting top 4. Beastmen and Wood Elves. Really interesting top 4. I can't wait to see what the meta looks like when all the factions are out and all the models are re-released and people can actually buy what they want to take to tournaments. Because, like, I don't, you know, if everything was available, I don't know what I'd take. So I really don't know. I mean, I like Chaos, but, like, it's a bit of a boring faction to play with, because it only does one thing. It doesn't, you know, and I like having a mix of things to do. Right, anyway, shut up, Dan, and get on with this. So we got a Glade Lord with a dragon. Yeah, Spellweaver level 4. Battle Magic. Battle Magic's pretty good. I don't think it's as good as High Magic though. I know you've got the template thing, but you can get that with sisters. So you can get 3 of them with your 3 sisters. So you can get 3 Pillars of Fire going from your Sisters of the Thorn, which, you know, this is pretty horrible, really. So you can cast it with your sisters, and then because they're fast cavalry, they can just bugger off, so you can't dispel it. So it's just absolutely horrible. So that's what they're there for, pretty much. And we've got some Warhawk Riders, some Great Eagles. Yeah, this isn't a fully optimized Wood Elf list, but it's not far off, to be fair. This is a pretty good list, so well done, Peter. Stefan came second. We've got Great Bray Shaman level 4, Great Bray Shaman level 4, Hagtree Fetish Chariot, yeah, Wargore in a Chariot, which is interesting, BSB in a Chariot. We then got a big block of 18, well, a medium-sized block of 18 Gores, some MSU stuff, Dragon Ogres, Gigantic Spawn and Nurgle. That seems like a pretty solid. It's got like, it's hitting quite a few of the right notes. We've got a nice big block of infantry here to do that kind of thing. And you've got you've got a chariot, so we've got three chariots, including one with a BSB on, and some warhounds. I don't know what they're there for, really, other than just to be a bit of a pain. And then some blocks of dragon ogres. So yeah, that's hitting all the right notes. That's a good Beastman list. But then Marcus Erstling, who managed to win, he's only got 2 Sisters of the Thorn and 1 unit of Wild Riders. Some Deepwood Scouts with Hagbane tips. Hagbane tips everywhere. Yep. Yeah, and he's lent a bit more into the Glade Riders rather than Sisters or Wild Riders. But he's also got a Glade Lord on a Dragon, blah blah blah. Dragon Slaying Sword on the Dragon. That's an interesting pick. You don't see that massively frequently, but that's an interesting pick. And we've gone Battle Magic here. Again, if you've got units of Sisters, you don't really need Battle Magic. But, you know, you do you. You do you. And the Oaken Stave, which seems to have been taken quite frequently. And I've forgotten what it does. Okay, whilst within the wood, increase the spell range by 3. I think that's a bit rubbish. Because 40 points, you need to be near a wood. But actually, there is a spell, isn't there, where you can make your own... Oh, yeah, it's a bit rubbish. It's quite situational, but you can create the situations that you need for yourself. Where's the law? Here we go. What is it? Here we go. Tree singing. Yeah, you can put a mortar template somewhere near the caster, and then it counts as being near woodland terrain. So that's pretty good. I quite like that because there's a lot of stuff that relies on being near woodland terrain for wood elves. So yeah, that's pretty decent. But again, it's a balanced list. I wouldn't say it's OP. So he's done well. Lad's done well. Cool. Actually, looking at this, it was really it was really tight at the top, wasn't it? 3, 4, and 401s. And Stefan really only got there because he absolutely smashed 3 people. Whereas the others, the wins were a bit tighter. But that's a really interesting, like... And actually, Stefan, like, look at his scores. He got, like... What did he get in total? 40, 57... 57, 64, 83, 35, 28, 50, 31, 45, 58, 64, 74. Really? Have I added that up right? 60, or 59, 60, no, I haven't at all, 66. No, I have, haven't I? 66, 73, 83. So I think Stefan actually got more points than Marcus. But Marcus got an extra win. How fascinating. Have I had... no, I must have added that all wrong. 50, 58, 61, 69, 76. Yeah, no, that's... Yeah. Weird. Weird. So they must have... So the first rank must be due to, like, wins. Wins must be the event metrics, and then battle points. Oh, bloody hell. I didn't need to add it up at all. It says there. So, by battle points, Stefan had a better weekend than Marcus, but Marcus just managed to pip it by actually winning all his games. Really, really tight tournament, that one. Really interesting how that one shook out. Anyway, I think that's it for what's happened. What's happening this weekend? So we've got a mustering of arms at Leeds Games. We've got a 2K at Darkfire Cafe, which is down in London, or near London. It's quite a nice gaming venue, that. We've got this one in undefined Hungary. Oh, hold on. That was last weekend as well. Did we have a look at that? I can't remember. Oh, there's a weird team thing. There's a Winter is Coming, Warhammer Fantasy Battles. There's quite a lot of Warhammer going on. So we've got that in Canada. We've got America, couple going on in America. There's one in Finland, which is cool. There's two. Oh no, it's a test one for that. There's one in Italy, Spain. Rob Waller. Oh, it's Tom Waller. I know a Tom Waller, not a Rob Waller. And then we've got some in Australia. That's the following week. So yeah, Warhammer is the old world is going off across the entire world, or across the entire normal Warhammer playing world, over the next weekend as well. So I hope everybody who's competing goes well, has a good weekend, enjoys a few games of competitive Warhammering, and next week I shall have updated the stats so we can have a bit more of an in-depth go through the stats. What I want to do with the stats is like I want to do more like charts over time really, and start to look at it more longitudinally, because at the moment, yes, it's longitudinal, but it kind of feels a bit cross-sectional in terms of the way that I'm presenting the data. So because I've got a longitudinal data set, it's better to present it like that, I think, rather than like snapshotty, as it were. The problem that I'm having is like getting Excel to do the charts that I want it to do is quite challenging, and I haven't been able to get the data into something like Stata or SPSS, or one of the sort of the more one of the more stats-minded statistical databases. But I'll do that at some point. Probably in the new year, I'd imagine. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you again soon. Toodaloo.